the way we use dynamic prayer is a technique, just as, say, learning to sing can be a technique, or even to act. But there the similarity ends. Overlaid on that comes your feeling, your visualization, this real yearning to help. And then it becomes a part of you. A good prayer has to be like a part of your soul being the soul of you. I would almost look at each word like, Almighty God. Just think about those words before you express them. And they have a power. Each word has a power, and especially in the 12 blessings. And if you know how to put the emphasis, you put the real love, Almighty God, who is the creator of all things. If you learn to really put all your love and expression into this, and interestingly enough, diction is very important. You mustn't rush through it. In fact, you mustn't be over-emotional, because that can actually kill the higher quality. But it's controlled. It's like a form of controlled emotion. And if you can put those two things together, it's like the light and shade, and it's like in a wave motion, and you've got the ups and downs, but at the same time you're pushing this energy out. And if you look at prayer in that way, and then you'll have the crescendo, at the end of a prayer, for instance.
Could you give us an example of that light and shade that you're talking about, and how someone might kind of work towards that crescendo in their prayer to send out more energy?
Yes, I will give you an example. Say the third blessing, and I'll say the third blessing, the prayer at the end of the third blessing, just as an example. Almighty God, who is the creator of all things, we pray that your light may shine through us all, so that we may transmit this unto the world. You see, you don't want it to, if it's flat, it loses something, and you have to pronounce the consonants. You don't sort of drop your H's, or because you're then racing through it. It has to be considered, consistent, and you have to really push the energy out. But by concentrating on this higher quality of energy, it'll affect your aura, the psychic centers. I mean, I can feel the difference in myself just having said that one prayer. And that would apply to everybody.
So for doing a prayer, you've talked about concentrating on the meaning of the words even before you say them, so you have a greater realization of the aspect of consciousness, I guess, that you're invoking there.
Yes, because you're raising your consciousness to a higher level. And the more you do this, the more you'll get from it. It's like you're opening yourself up to the great universal mind, and you're drawing on that. And it's coming through you, because the prana, I mean, we are like walking batteries, and we attract to ourselves prana to a greater or lesser degree, and then it's coloured by our thoughts, our personal vibration, our energy levels, and then we radiate that out again. But with prayer, you're changing all that. You're rising above the condition of your everyday life. I'm just saying that, just to try and give an example of what I mean. You're raising that. You're opening the floodgates to a higher quality of energy. And the more you do this, the better you'll get at it, the more powerful a spiritual battery you will become. And I think our world really needs it.
So when you talk about becoming a better battery or a better channel for energy...
A channel's probably a better word.
Okay. So how does visualization play a role in that?
I would visualize white light. You don't want to visualize people suffering. You want to visualize them recovering, feeling inner joy, seeing the light and being surrounded and enfolded by this light. You always have to maintain a positive visualization. And I don't think you can be too precise in exactly what you're trying to visualize, because you could still affect the outcome. You need to visualize the white light, and it's as though the words speak for themselves. And when you get really advanced at this, the words become immaterial, because you're just attracting a power and you're radiating out this power and you're colouring it in a much more advanced spiritual way.
So why is the posture that we use so important? Can you talk a little bit about the posture in relation to the psychic centres?
Yes, certainly. We have psychic centres in the palms of the hands, and obviously we try to invoke energy which we then send out through the heart centre, because we're trying to awakening the higher centres. And when you start to awaken the heart centre, you'll feel this universal love for everything. You'll have an intense love. You'll see the God spark in all things, and you'll relate to that. And animals, other people, plants, they'll pick up this energy, this pure, unemotional, unconditional love, this universal love. And this is what you're trying to attract to yourself through the pranas, and then radiate this out like on a thought beam.
So how would someone do the visualization? I mean, is it white light coming down to the top of the head and then seeing that go out from the chakra? Or?
Yes. Okay. Because I mean, we are magnetic beings, and all the time we're attracting energy to ourselves. And we have to learn to attract the right type of energy. So you have to detach from what you've been doing in the day. You have to do certain spiritual preparatory exercises, like cleansing exercises, and then you're ready for the next stage, which could be mantra or it could be prayer. And because mantra at the end of the day is a higher form of prayer. It's a means of attracting a higher energy to yourself, which you otherwise wouldn't be able to attract. But we can do this through prayer, through unselfish prayer.
So why is it so important to have the hands apart, like at shoulder height, rather than closed together in front of the chest? Or
if you have your hands together like that, you become a closed circuit. And yes, there will be some energy radiating, but by holding the hands out like that, in this mudra, straight away you're radiating the energy out from yourself, which is what you want to do.
So you're freeing the heart center?
Yes, you're opening up the heart center. It's like symbolic also of freeing yourself up from all your inhibitions. You're just letting yourself go, but in a controlled way. I come back to that.
This is that tool, this is that magic that anyone, whoever they are, from around the world can tune in together with other like-minded people through 12blessings.org in order to send out spiritual energy, healing and upliftment into our world.